visionary leaders build a life and business legacy on purpose through mindset, branding, marketing, sales, systems, and team so they can make an amazing impact and income and positively affect their communities worldwide. Ensure that you are sharing this show, you're subscribing, and you also are leaving us a review so we can create more amazing content around those areas to help you level up to the next level and also bring amazing guest experts that can share their knowledge and expertise with you so that you can create amazing legacy. All right, let's create amazing legacy. Happy Tuesday, purpose driven entrepreneurs and business leaders. I'm back with you with another amazing show and another beautiful guest. And today we're going to talk about how to energetically heal your chronic pain. I know personally, and also from some of my experience, that chronic pain usually is an indication for a lot of other things that is going on with us. So I am so blessed and grateful to have the expert on our show today, Einav Avni, and she will tell us a little bit around that topic. But most importantly, I am very excited to introduce her to you as well. So, Einav, thanks so much for coming on our show. Your name is so unique. You got to tell me a little bit about your background and also how did you get to the work that you're doing today?
Hi, Elona, and everyone who is watching. Thank you so much for having me here. Yeah, my name Einav, I guess originally is from Israel, so very complicated for non-Hebrew speakers to pronounce, but uniquely mine. Um, I'm so excited to be here and to share a little bit about my journey. And with your permission, I'll just get started.
Yeah, absolutely. Go for it. Israel, I love that. That is so unique. I mean, our cultural diversity, so to speak, just makes us, makes us so different because we bring in a different cultural perspective. I say the same things. I'm natively Albanian, and it's just something that just makes us unique as individuals. So I really appreciate that. Thank you so much for sharing. So yeah, let's dive right in. What were some of the most meaningful moments that led you to the work that you really are doing today and you feel called to share the message with others and help people in this way?
Well, where do I actually start? The work that I do, I find is really so meaningful, and I'm sure a lot of other people say the same. But I only look at what I do, and so I guess I started off when I finished my IT career and all of that. I went into coaching, and part of that was my NLP training, where I learned more about the mind body connection. And when I finished my training, I was so impressed with this idea that really we can feel things in our body, but the actual root cause of these things are not necessarily because there is structurally something that is structurally wrong, but actually the root cause of that is to do with our emotions or repressed emotions or trauma or rage or basically things that we keep pushing back into into the bottom of everything, and eventually things just and
Mm.
basically when I finished I was thinking wanted to be doing for the rest of my life. Um, I joined some Facebook groups and I managed to get some people really angry really, really quickly. And then I understood that actually, if I wanted to work with people that are suffering from chronic pain and chronic illnesses, I need to appreciate that for some people, the pain is already part of the identity level. It doesn't mean that they want it to stay. It doesn't mean that, they don't want to get better, but they've had a journey of trying to prove them that they're actually not feeling very well or that they're ill to so many people, doctors, etc. That for me to come and just say I can help didn't really land very well. So that was a very important lesson, and I was, of course, very grateful for that. And so I moved away to doing just the coaching, which was I was a confidence and empowerment coach, and I was working with people to understand the negative self-talk and limiting beliefs that were holding them back. And now, if fast forward a few years, now I do both. I work with people with chronic pain and I help them to recognize where they are living out of alignment, where they're compromising, where they're living, life that is you know, lived out of fear and compromises and conditioning, rather than being and embracing who they really are and what they're really meant to be doing here. So the meaningful
Mm.
times and moments that I have with my clients is when, I walk, as I said, with the coaching and energy healing that I haven't mentioned yet, all together, when people start to understand how their emotions are causing, not all the time, of course, but if a pain is lasting for longer than 3 months, then it's no longer acute; it's becoming chronic. And if people have chronic pain that maybe change the intensity or locations, or that's part of the definitions, um, then I can work with them to understand that actually there is a cause, something underneath all of that. So the meaningful moments become when people understand and they go back to who they're really meant to be and the things that are really calling them, and they're no longer compromising, and they really own their lives. They take control of who they are and what they want to be. And as they're doing that, the pain disappears. It's
Yeah.
it's the most
I
amazing feeling to see that.
I love that you shared those, but I want to stop in two main points that I think were really important based on what you shared there. In Navis is the lack of awareness and the education around some of the areas that we as experts operate in. Sometimes we have to adapt our message to give people what they want, to really show them what they really need. And I wish this really turns around with marketing, right? Because again, we know that people need that, but unfortunately, the investment side, or maybe the barriers and all the factors combined, it feels like we have to go and maybe speak about a certain other area based on what they want, to really show them what is it they really need through the depth of our work. So I definitely could see, how you shared that. And I really hope that the more awareness, the more education we create, people are aware to understand, so that they can take action on those things they really need, not only what they want. Because obviously there's a big gap between what we want and what we need, and we do see that through the work that we do through trainings, and those gaps. We notice those gaps once we get in, but we don't know what those gaps are when we're first on the outside, because obviously there's so much information. Maybe that also could cause a lot of confusion.
Yeah.
I love that you share that enough, because I definitely agree that a lot of us, have stuffed feelings down, trauma, we don't want to deal with that or whatever that is. And that shows up as chronic pain. What are some of the most causes, or some of the most common, I should say, not important, but common ways that people come to you for the chronic pain that is recurring, that is happening? So it's becoming chronic, as you said. It's not just something that you experience once. What is it that you see mostly?
Well, I actually see people from across the board. It's all the illnesses, all of the pains. Um, I guess there's no one. I'm not necessarily specializing in one type of chronic pain or chronic illness, but the one thing that is shared between nearly all of the people is that this emotional element that they haven't acknowledged, or didn't actually realize. For example, just now I've started to work with a young girl, and she's got diabetes, and so the mum was calling me, and she's looking at what is, what are the doctors saying, and what are the the medical cause for diabetes, and all the conversation is, above the surface. It's about what we can see ahead of us, or what we can see, what we know about diabetes, and what is causing it. And so I'm looking at some of my literature, and I'm saying to her, actually, diabetes is to do with sugar, and it means that basically there is something here that is to do with maybe lack of love, and maybe that immense feeling of sadness, that you don't feel like you're fitting in, and that you don't belong, and that you definitely don't receive the acknowledgement that you want from your surroundings. And all of a sudden, when we're having this conversation, the mom is like, wow, she never realized it, and she would never have known about that if it wasn't for that conversation. But all of a sudden, when we are having these conversations, when we're looking at the emotional causes of the chronic pain or chronic illness, then we are able to see how we are going to work on it. That is not just about medicine and surgeries, and things that the normal Western medicine is calling for. So
Mm,
but this is just an example, because each and every person that I've ever worked with had so much stuff that was going on, and they didn't necessarily even understand it, because we always repress emotions. I mean, it's so rare. We've never been taught exactly how to process our emotions, or how to even allow them out, or how to acknowledge them. So when we say trauma, people think, oh, that's the big stuff. It's not the big stuff. It's anything that causing our system to think, actually, I don't know, is it flight, is it fright, is it, what am I doing? And when the system is so confused, it spends more energy on trying to figure these things out than, you know than actually to keep us in a normal, doing things. And so slowly this can cause the chronic pain and the chronic illness, because the system is so out of balance.
mm. I love that you said that. Based, the conversations are so powerful. Sometimes, I think we underestimate the power of holding the right conversation and just exploring the right area that might have caused it, and going in a little bit deeper into that and connecting a few dots for people that might not have that awareness, as you become the mirror now, and to guide them through that process. So I think that's really, really powerful, based on what you said there, enough. And yeah, I mean, a lot of people, we still get, our biggest motivators are pain, anxiety or depression, or we're coping with something negatively, over shopping, other addictions, those are all things that usually drive people to kind of like, get some help. So we're still on the surface level with it. And I don't know how long we will be with it. I think more awareness, more education will help with it. So people really understand the layers, the deeper work that's residing. But yeah, I think mostly those are some of the main causes, that people chronic pain sort of be motivated to kind of take a look at. That was my anxiety. So I'm like,
Yeah.
wait, pump this off. So I had to go in deep and do the trauma work and all of that. So I'm like, I'm not happy, right? So I think that's what it is. Most people are motivated by that. Based on your work, enough, what is your framework around helping people now to start the process of healing?
Yeah. So really, what I do, I mean, I work with people now, for at least 6 sessions. So I no longer do just the one off. And the reason being is that there is so much to really dig in and explore, that if I just do one off, I don't feel that I'm giving the right value for people. Um, so basically, when I get started, I always want to understand what are the emotions. When did these things start for you? What happened at that time? What happened, just before that? What happened since? Where are you now with your emotions? And people people don't necessarily recognize that what they've been through is the cause of what they're going through. But when we start talking about it, they can really see. And usually the place or the type of, ailment or disease or whatever that they're suffering with is directly correlate to that thing that they were going through. And so we need to understand that. So that's what we do. We're unpacking. We're starting to have a conversation about what was going on in your life. What was the pain? What was the emotion? What was it that you didn't necessarily acknowledge for yourself? And then, so in my sessions, the first half of the session is always the coaching or the empowering conversations, where we go quite, we dig deep, but of course only as deep as is comfortable for the person. And then the second half is doing the energy healing, and I use modalities that are called the emotion and body code. And the idea with that is that when we go through emotional events and trauma that we don't process, the energy of that becomes trapped in our energy field. And now we have all of these blockages that are really interfering with our lives. And sometimes these blockages, they can be physical, mental, emotional, spiritual. And when I work with the energy healing, I clear the all of these blockages. So what happens at the end of it is, on the one hand, we clear all of the all the blockages and the trapped emotions and everything, so people feel released, they feel reduction in pain, they feel reduction in symptoms. And then because of the conversations, they're now learning new tools, how to go back into alignment, how to basically not, when we finish working together, that they don't go and do the same thing that caused the pain or illness in the first place. So it's really this combination, I feel, is very, very powerful to get you back into a life that you want and that you are more aware of and more empowered to do as you're called to do.
Yeah, and to sustain that and that well-being. I think that's the key there as well. I love that you mentioned the sessions part, because there's a lot of sometimes confusion around business models and how to give people the transformations that we know we can provide for them through whatever line of work that you do. I think it's really powerful to understand that there is a process to creating results. There is no such thing as overnight. And I also talk about the attracting the people that really want to put themselves through the process of transformation. And that is not a 1 month process or 2 month process or 3 month process, right? It could be a 6 months or even a year process. If you really want to, have sustainable results. If you want a quick fix, that's available in other ways. But, hiring an expert, hiring a mentor for whatever area that you really feel that you want to have sustainable results, you do have to put yourself through a process, and there is absolutely a process to be able to give you results. There's no way that you have results without a process. So understanding the correlation is really, really powerful. Hey, now I have a question for you around, we are becoming aware that we are energetic beings, that there is so much more to learn in this area. I'm always educating myself in this area as well, because I understand how important it is. What are some of the things that we can practically do to really honor our energy, to set the right boundaries with people, with projects, with things that we might have going on as successful entrepreneurs, as entrepreneurs that are always focused on learning and growing, as we're always, it seems like, focusing on different priorities at their different times and phases and stages of our growth. So what are some of the things that we could do practically with the honoring of that honors ourselves first, but also, of course, our clients, our projects, our teams, all the other things, our family, all the other things that really always are going to circle around us that you could share with us?
Yeah, absolutely. This, for me, this is bring us very nicely to what I was saying earlier about the negative self-talk and the limiting beliefs and all of that we go through in our day-to-day life. The problem, as I see it, is that most of us, we operate from fear, and we don't look at the abundance, and we don't look at the opportunities that are coming up. So basically, we're very much tangled in conditioning and what will other people say, and will they approve, and will they validate, and all of that. And we give other people, external resources, so much room and weight that we actually forget to listen to our own voices. And so something that I definitely work with my clients, as appropriate, is to look at, where am I operating out of alignment? When am I saying yes when I actually mean no? When am I doing things because I'm thinking, well, everyone is doing it? When am I doing something that actually is not going to give me the results that I believe that I should be having, and yet I'm still doing it? And when we are starting to look at where we are, where our energy is leaking, then we're able to say, actually, no, I am going to set boundaries. I'm going to really look at doing things out of my alignment. And that question of, am I doing this? Is this thing that I'm about to do, is it aligning with me? Is so powerful, because even though a lot of the time people say, well, I don't know, I don't know who I am anymore, and I'm so confused, and alignment sounds like a very foreign idea. When we sit with that question for a moment, the answer comes. And then we say, actually, when I'm not doing things just to please other people, or to operate from, like I said, the fear, we have the answers, we have the knowledge, we have everything already. So that's for me something that is really important. How Always ask yourself, am I operating out of fear, or am I operating out of alignment?
Powerful, powerful. I'm currently exploring this right now with making some really bold decisions, because the more you are aware, the more you understand that a lot of decisions, we would make it is actually rooted in fear. That's why we make them, even in business. Like, well, maybe I should just offer this thing because there's more need for that, rather than your heart and soul is telling you, like, hell yes, go for that, business model, and think that might be more investment, but obviously creating, bigger results for people, or whatever area we're trying to explore. But ensuring that we are really making these decisions, and if it's not a hell yes for me now, it's just off the table,
Yeah.
because I understand the process of that. So I think um, staying aware that fear is always going to be there, but not making any decisions out of our fear is definitely a ongoing process. It's easier said than done, I know, but it's definitely something that I pieced a lot of the dots in my personal journey, and I've seen that all decisions I made out of fear were really fitting me, making me very small, because of that. They were made for the wrong reason,
Right.
for the
Right.
wrong purpose. So I love that you help people with clarifying that and directing your focus on if this is not intentionally aligned with what I'm going for, and also trusting in our intuition.
Yeah.
That's another big
Yeah.
one. Faith, courage, and trusting in our intuition, that if it's leading us, we listen to that, and that's how we stay more aligned with the decisions that sometimes might feel like that's like the next decision of our lives is going to determine like many big things, right? So
Yeah.
I think the bigger the decisions, the more influence you also get in your journey, the more people, let's say, that are you are responsible for as a leader, then you want to really work in this particular area, because now you don't only affect you, but you affect so many others under you as well, or around you, I should say, that work with you. So powerful stuff. Enough. We can continue on for hours. I usually stay within a current time frame for the show, so people just get the right information, right nuggets of inspired action, and hopefully they take action from listening to the show. And as a final question I have for you is, if there's a final message from your school of life that you like to share with our audience today, and also where is it that people can continue the conversation with you?
Absolutely. Thank you. I guess the message is really, if you believe that your body is a machine, you will look to fix it with the surgery or with medication. But when you believe that your body is energy, you will look to fix it with understanding your emotions and going as deep as you need to clear it and to get yourself better again. That's my I really believe in that. And yeah, if people want to get in touch, then please do. I would love to connect. The best place, I guess, is my website, untangledhealing.com. Yeah, let's have a conversation. It's wonderful to connect.
Absolutely. Well, there you have it, entangledhealing.com. Go check out Inav's beautiful work there. And she definitely has her heart in the right thing. And she brings in so much wisdom and expertise to this area, which is so, so important. I think we're all energy, right? We're all beings, right? We're not human doings, we're human beings. So exploring all these other sides of us are definitely going to bring in more success to you personally and professionally, is what I always say. So thank you so much, Aina, for the beautiful wisdom. Thank you for those of you that are watching the show. You know what to do to support the show. Subscribe, leave us a review, and share this with other heart-driven business leaders and entrepreneurs that you feel will add value to their lives. Thank you so much, and I will see you with another beautiful show and beautiful guest. Bye for now.
Thank you.
Hello, Visionary CEO. Are you looking for a global community where you can grow your influence, build trust, and leverage high quality relationships? I'm introducing the Life School Global Community Expert Program that we have here at the Life School, where, as a visionary CEO, you'll get to be part of an amazing community with over 30,000 seasoned entrepreneurs and business leaders, and growing daily so that you could do just that. You can grow meaningful relationships, and you can make a bigger impact and income through your business and positively affect your global communities and do more good in the world. In our global community program, we will warmly introduce you to members in our community for trust building and referrals. We will connect you with speaking events, with podcast features, with other amazing events that will cater to you and your audience. Another benefit of being part of the community is to be able to be a contributor, a monthly contributor to our global magazine, Purpose Driven CEO. Another amazing benefit is to participate in our weekly and monthly virtual and live events where your work will be showcased to a big audience, as I mentioned, to over 30,000 business leaders all over the world. The other benefit that you will have is be part of our Facebook group community of members and all our Facebook pages and personal profiles totaling in over 10,000 followers. And these are not just low quality followers, but are high quality followers. That is something that I, as the founder, am very proud to be able to leverage in our audience. The other thing you will be part of is the exposure on our LinkedIn community as well, to over 10,000 followers. And then our TikTok and Instagram that has over 100,000 followers, and also our email list of over 30,000 followers. The benefits of the community are always growing. So these are just some of the main features that we have built already and have in place. So I'd love to invite you to join. There is a monthly membership for you to choose from, which is just $49 a month, or a yearly membership paid in full, and you could save 2 months at $490 yearly. The monthly membership you can always cancel just by simply sending us an email if you obviously feel that the community is not a good fit for you. I'm looking forward to having you join. Go to elonaloparicoaching.com/events and you'll find more information on how to sign up. Thank you so much. I'm looking forward to seeing you inside our community.